Deja vu, deja vu. Hey. You call me friend, them around now. Watch troubling tongue now. We came here to get down. We gonna have fun. All a gal and wine, wine. 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 Hey gal, now when you wine and go down and you fling it on the ground, when you wine and go down, gal. And when you wine and go down and you fling it on the ground, when you wine and go down, gal. And when you wine and come up and you stand back it up, when you wine and come up, gal. I wanna wine and come up and you start back it up and you wine and come up, girl. It feels like I've been here before, and I did this before. Deja vu. Deja vu.
WEFM, the new fresh sound.
WhatsApp us or call us at 457-9997. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
All right, so we are back with you for another segment on today's Activating Mornings program. Time here in SVG, it is 9:27, and we are in our Talk to Us segment. This is where you get even more interactive with us by calling the number 457-9997. That is a direct number as well as a WhatsApp number. If you don't feel like talking, as in letting us hear your beautiful voices, you can always send us a message, all right? You could always send us a message. If you feel safer sending a message, send the message, all right? We are also live on Facebook as well as on YouTube, all right? So talk to us, 457-9997. You can pose a brand new question to us, or if there's anything that we discussed today or sometime early in the week, you can always feel free to raise it with us for some interaction and some feedback. All right. So as per usual, we're going to give you 10 seconds to call. And if you don't, we are going to go into our scheduled topic. All right. So 10 seconds starting as of now. It's our co-host. Good morning, co-host.
Who is the co-host?
Dave Martin.
Ready like Freddie, man. Ready like Freddie. I am always excited with this, let me say this, you guys would know because I got to tell you, since I've been speaking on radio, getting involved with different people through the years on radio, it has brought me great reward. Some people won't know this. I've heard people criticizing, where we talk and typical Vincentian negative, vibes and so on. But I can tell you guys, it was one person where I can talk for myself. Speaking, communicating with the different, whether it's St. Vincent and Grenadines, whether it's Grenada, whether it's Dominica, because I've been on some of these radio stations as well. So I know the success it has brought me, and the number of friends I have in the other, I was able to establish some real fruitful relationships with other people within the Caribbean. So I'm just sending out this message. I've been around, it's over 50 years. It will be over 50 years since I got attached to radio in this way, right? I am one who is never fearful of expressing my views and all that, And I say that because that's why you've been hearing me in recent, I'm calling for critical thinkers in this country. People who can think independently. Because if you can think independently and your education to go with that, how educated you are. Because some of us believe we're educated, but we're not educated. Let me say that without no apology. Just like when the prime minister say send some of them university and they come back more dotish than when they went there. I could agree with that. Because I've seen it. I've experienced it with when I listen to some people on radio. Oh, those who are supposed to lead in terms of what they have to say, make a positive impact. Some of them have let down themselves terribly. And you have some of them still on radio talking a whole set of rubbish, nonsense. And the thing about it, some of us don't want to be corrected. Some of us think we know it all, but we know it all, right?
All
So
right.
I meekly and humbly learn from what radio, how radio has transformed me as an individual. Maybe transform is not, but how it has made me um, make strides over the years, and so and I'm
All right.
grateful for that. And that's why I call you guys. And
Right.
it's up to you to tell Dave Roberts he's talking stupidness, because I am not of that ilk and I don't want to be like that. Because, like I said, I know the rewards this communication thing has got me. So I just wanted to say that and hope others will follow. Take examples. Thank you.
In our Talk to Us segment, if you wish to be interactive with us, the number to call is 457-9997. All right. We're going to give another 10 minutes if anybody else chooses to call. If not, we will proceed into our topic. All right. All right. Whether that was 10 seconds or not, the 10 seconds are up. All right. So let's go into this topic. So our topic at this time is, let me pull it up. While in a relationship. All right. So we have a call now.
Good morning to you, Raymond, by the way, on the live.
Yes. Good morning, Oswald.
Hi, good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, I just called to say I listen to Dave. I guess most of the mornings, if not all, that I listen to WEFM.
Also, could you just turn down the
okay.
device in the background, please?
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, oh no problem. Yeah, and so I can understand a lot of things he say, but I think he's too critical of Vincent. And when he criticized, I don't think he give what do you call it, an injunction so to help the people. You don't criticize the people without saying, well, this is the way to go, not that way. Um, Another thing that I think he's very critical of is the government, and he's very most of the time when he talks, he politicizes what he's saying. I think I tend to term the politics in Zimbabwe now as what I term as gutter politics. We talk of the government, don't care what party is in power. All this criticism and no injunction, good idea to say, well, this is how things should be. Uh, uh, um, so I think Dave needs to ease up a little on his critiques, and so forth. But I tell you the truth. I mean, my experience. I mean, I have not lived home, but I come home. I listen to news. I get eyewitness news on what do you call it, Gmail and stuff like that. And what I observed so far, this government has been the most progressive and productive government um, since in my lifetime. and we don't hear
Well,
about the
they've been
good
there for
things.
24. That's how much it is? 24 years. So,
Yeah, yeah.
uh,
And I think I
it,
heard somebody said one time that oh, we need a change because the government has been there too long. Why are you gonna change something if it's good? To do what? To put something that you're not sure it's going to be good
but
or even better?
also, let me engage you a second, please. Here. Okay, so I'm hearing
Sure.
that point of they've been the most progressive government, but they've been there for 24 years. What are you comparing it to, though? Because independence was
There is
only
a
in 1979. That's what? How much years we have? It's 40
40
something years.
something.
party, yeah, about
For
42,
close
43.
to 20 something of those years, we've had one party. So what are we comparing it to?
To the party that was there previously. That's why you have to compare
Eh,
it to.
all right.
What progress has this government made in reference to the progress that that government had made?
Something.
And and the question is, why were there a change? Why did the people say "Let's change the government? It is because they were looking for something more progressive, more better, and they got it. And one of the things that I glean from the way people speak on even news, things that are on the news, is that we are looking for everything from the government. The government cannot produce and provide every need of the people. That's why you have private sectors. You got individuals. For instance, how much of the people? I'm in America here. I live in New York, right? And how much people out of the masses of employees, how much the government employ? The government employ a decent amount of people, yes, but there's so many private um, businesses that have employed people, and it had it not been for that, people would have been saying everything same, maybe the same thing I was about the government. The government can't provide every aspect of work for the people of St. Vincent or no country for that matter. So I mean, look. When I was growing up, when if you were 15 years old and you get out of school, you didn't go to a secondary school. You're not are not able to go back to school or continue an education unless you go learn to do some sewing. Even before they had the technical schools for auto mechanic and all this kind of stuff, there's nothing for you to do. Now we have a government that says, listen, we introduced what you call education revolution. If you are that certain age or any age for that matter, you can go back to school and learn something, and you don't even hear people talk about that.
Hmm.
And to
All
me,
right.
it's ludicrous for the people to say, "Oh, the government is there too long." No, see what the government is doing. Has it done something? Is it making progress? They complain about the. Let me just tell you, the leader of the opposition party wrote the aviation authority and asked them not to grant St. Vincent a license for the international airport.
Oh,
Which when I leave me and my family to go St. Vincent. Reach to Barbados after 11 and have to stay there till after 6 o'clock in the evening
okay.
before I can get a flight to go to St. Vincent. No, I know, and I'm not, I don't want to be too long, but I just want to show you guys some stuff. We are too
Okay.
critical about the government when they're doing it, when they're trying their best.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
I know
Well,
you're rushing, and I know you're sending me off the phone. So let me
yeah,
go.
it's been about 6 minutes, so that's why. All right.
All right.
Thanks for your contribution. All right.
Right.
All right. So of course everybody is entitled to their opinions. Just that I do have when I have to ask the question of what are we comparing it to, it's not, let's say, it's been 5 year intervals in terms of one party being in office for 5 years and another took over for another 5 years. And we are going to be critical of being able to compare and contrast within the same type of, how to phrase this properly. I probably should have phrased it properly before I started talking. In terms of this modern age that we are in, right? Because when the NDP came into power, number one, we may not have had as much multilateral agreements or ties with other countries, right? In terms of to get that support. even the way of thinking that persons would have had back in the day, it would have been different, right? So, persons may not necessarily have valued education back then. So might have been more agriculture based, etc., right? But when we have to talk about what the ULP is doing now as compared to 20 something years ago, to me is a little bit difficult to have that compare and contrast because it's not in modern times. I hope I'm making sense. I'm not sure if I'm actually making sense. I probably need to phrase it a little better.
I understand what you're saying.
But yeah, it's not like 5-year, 10-year intervals. It's a completely different modern era that we are in. And to compare 20 something years with, of current to what was, it's a bit of a challenge for me. One of these days I would write that thing through that properly and phrase it better, right? But yeah. All right, let's take this call. Hi, caller. Good morning.
It's me again.
Hi, me again.
I agree with that last caller. We keep forgetting that we are global, and I listen to all of the radio stations coming out of St. Vincent, and sometimes I wonder if I'm listening to if they're talking about the same country, because for some people, nothing at all positive is happening in St. Vincent. Now, for example, you couldn't pay me for all the gold in China. You could not pay me to sit down and have a meal with Prime Minister Gonzalez. But I applaud a lot of the things that the gentleman does. He encourages Vincentians to read. And he, under his leadership, St. Vincent has made many, many strides. I don't like him. I don't love him. Like I say, you couldn't pay me to sit and have a meal with him. But I have to applaud him for the good things that he does. And I do agree with that last caller. If you're going to say something negative, say something positive that would show you the way forward, because there's a lot happening in St. Vincent. For example, look at St. Vincent has produced 2 good talk radio hosts. They call themselves angels, but people call them angels. But St. Vincent produced two good radio hosts, and there are also some negative ones. So let us get real here. There are good things happening in St. Vincent, and let the world know that these things are happening. Have a great day, lady.
All right, thank you. And just in case anybody was to misinterpret, go ahead and take the call. Oh, it went.
Call back.
In case anybody wants to misinterpret whatever it is I said a while ago, it's not to say that the government hasn't done any good things, right? It's just the comparison that I generally have an issue with, right? So we have another caller at this time. Hi, Coach. Good morning.
Good morning, Roleza. I think you've gone the wrong way.
Why have I gone the wrong way?
Because you're saying comparing. How you will compare? It's like a relationship. If you and I are in a relationship and you never had a husband or a boyfriend before, you're going to dump me because you want to compare me with Mr. Jones over there?
Yeah, but okay. So am I going to compare the time that my grandparents grew up in with my time? There have been different challenges, different opportunities, etc. That is what I'm looking at. The time frame, not.
It's the same thing with relationships. If the relationship is going good, why do you want to change it or compare it with somebody else? That's what I'm asking. Why?
But you see, you're saying the relationship is going good. Going good is going to be different based on who it is that you're speaking with. So for some persons, it's going good, so fine. For those persons, it's going good, for fine.
So you understand what I'm saying to you? I'm saying if you're in a relationship with someone and the relationship is going good, house nice, everything going good.
But some man could put a woman inside a house, right? Give her everything she wants, and it's still not a good relationship. I'm just looking at the context of a relationship here, right? So for some women on the outside, we might say that is a ideal relationship, but for the woman who is in it, it might not be. So it comes down to perspective.
But the point this is the point I'm trying to make. Because the guy who was talking to you, he said, for him, the country is running good. And you tell him that compared to who, change who. But he's comparing it to what he's feeling.
Or was he comparing it to what was the administration before? I'm interpreting as the administration before.
But he lived under that administration, so he could talk about that experience.
Well, fair, and that's why I came down to you and said that everybody is entitled to their own opinion. But my whole thing is the comparison, knowing that times have changed
that's what I'm saying,
and different opportunities have presented themselves.
But really, you cannot compare. You cannot compare from what was, because you didn't live under that system.
Kojo, all right. I listening to you, but I'm not completely accepting what you're saying wholesale, but it's fine.
Listen to me. NDP running for 17 years. NDP was there for 17 long years. They even one time got all the seats.
And would it be fair to say that NDP did nothing for 17 years?
You show me. The Atnial project is one of the major things that they did. It's not workable. I'm talking about what they did when they came into power. They closed down almost every factory that was there that they could have built. There was a foundation that they could have built on. They closed them down. That's what I'm talking about. That's what they did.
You see, I have other things I want to say, but I'm going to leave it for another time because I'm sure it's going to come back up again, right? So let's leave that there for today. So you're holding your position, I hold in mine.
No, I'm saying when you're saying compare, you can't compare because you don't have an idea of how people live under that system. So you can't compare. You yourself. Yeah.
All right. Okay, Kojo.
You live mostly on the ULP. So
as an adult, from the age of 18, yes. So before then, I was on the NDP, yes.
Right. So you really can't compare. That's what I'm saying.
All right. We're going to agree to disagree today, right?
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Kojo. All right, and all opinions are welcomed on the Activated Mornings program, even if we don't agree. All right, so that's how it is. That is how it is. So I know that there are going to be other opportunities on another occasion because election bell ain't called yet, right? So we are going to head on out of this segment at this time and head directly into today's community dateline.